Pratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighna Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Namah Suryaya Chandraya Mangalaya Budaya Cha Guru Shukra Shani Nishya Rahu Ketuve Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Inhale deeply with Va and exhale deeply with Si. Follow me through 7 times. Mm. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namaha. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namaha. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namaha. Om Shri Guru Bhadagaya 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 Namaha. Om Shri Guru Bhajagaya 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 Namaha. Let's do the pranayama. Inhale deeply with Va and exhale deeply with C. 7 times. First pranayama, follow me through. The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness, let's do the second pranayama. Inhale deeply with Va and exhale deeply with C. Halfway through, follow me 7 times. The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness. Let's do the third pranayama. Inhale deeply with war and exhale deeply with a single breath. Follow me 7 times. With a deep transcendental Kriya consciousness, we are praying very sincerely with heart and mind for removing this COVID-19 out of our society. We have been praying Dharmanti Maharshi, Sumata Babaji, and this is fading away, going away, but still we have one more problem coming. We'll talk about that. So let's again pray Dharmanti Maharshi and Mata Babaji to Lord Krishna to remove this, eradicate this problem, COVID-19 completely, so it'll never come back again. 7 times.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinathnaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namavam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinathnaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namavam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinathanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namavam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinathanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namavam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinathanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namavam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinathanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namavam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinathanaya Trailokya Nadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namavom. Slowly the problem of COVID-19 is going away, and now the world, many other restrictions are being taken off. Hopefully it stays permanently with all the God's Almighty's blessings. Now, as all of you know, there is another problem coming. That is the problem of the war. We are looking at the problem of this war coming up to the humanity and giving us a lot of problem. At this time, a lot of people are still suffering in the world. It's disheartening to see children and old people and everybody suffering there. War always gives destruction. So, with Babaji's blessings, we're going to pray Lord Bhairava with these stanzas. And again, we say Om 7 times. So, wouldn't you say Om Ki Bhavaji Namo, actually the mantra? After the mantra, say Om Ki Bhavaji Namo. So, we're going to be deep transcendental Kriya consciousness. We're going to pray Lord Bhairava to help us to avoid this kind of problem and win the righteousness, win the truth, so that peace exists all the time in the world. 7 times Lord Bhairava mantra. Om Swarnat Vijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Gala Bhairava Prashodayad.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Gala Bhairavaya Prashodayad.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairavaya Prashodayad.
Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairavaya Prashodayad.
Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairavaya Prashodayad.
Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Shulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairavaya Prashodayad.
Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Shulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairavaya Prashodayad.
Kriya Babaji Namaha.
The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness with our mind and heart. Let's pray. Bhairava, another form of Lord Shiva, to help us with this war situation and have the right to win and bring peace to all the people around the world. Okay, so in our Sathsang today, we have been talking about, first we talked about Yoga Vedam, Babaji's books on yoga, Kriya Yoga. We successfully finished that, and then with the instinct and blessings of Babaji, we went to Vinaya Raghavar in the beginning of the year. We also finished that. And with Babaji's instruction, we were working on important chapters right from the beginning of Yoga Veda again, so that it will be helpful for us to establish in our mind, to get the self-establishing self-consciousness. So since it takes almost an year to finish the book, Baba is again asking to interlude in between, so it will go on a little bit of time. And because of Shivratri coming, as I was already talking about, we are going to also talk about Shiva Sutra. So with the blessings of Mahamata Babaji, we are going to talk a little bit on Shiva Sutra also. As we talked about earlier, I think in some of the other classes, I talked a little bit, I introduced Shiva Sutra. What is Sutra? All right, so this is sutras given by Lord Shiva himself. So all of you know, in some period of time, when Parvati, who is a human being, got married to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is Deva, right? All of you know that we don't know the origin of him, but he was the one who is giving energy to the whole world to function. All of you know that, and we strongly believe in that. But all of you know, Parvati herself is a human being, but she became goddess with the help of Lord Shiva. And there was a time at which Parvati has to meditate deeply for a long period of time. In fact, in some parts of India, there are places where Parvati herself meditated. One of the places in the mountains, I think it is Kollimalai, as well as in Sadragiri Malai. There is a rock in Sadragiri Malai where Lord Parvati herself meditated for a long period of time to be in unison with Lord Shiva. So the prana exists, and we strongly believe this all happened. All this happened during the Satya Yuga, as I think we mentioned that in other classes. Unfortunately, these sutras still exist among us. It's still available by our great Siddhas. They have made it in their volatility, and it is all possible for us to go through them. All right, there are 112 Shiva Sutras. Okay, there are 112 Shiva Sutras. And Lord Shiva, when Parvati was asking to give the jnana, a knowledge of yoga, and Lord Shiva himself, he became Kala Bhairava. So appropriate, we ask Kala Bhairava's blessings to get out of this war situation. People suffering in Ukraine and other places. And we are going to, so Lord Shiva became Kala Bhairava for this Sutra giving time. And Parvati became Kala Bhairavi, Kala Bhairava, Kala Bhairavi. So the Shiva Sutras goes like Kala Bhairavi, Parvati asking few questions to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is answering. That is how this Shiva Sutra goes. Okay. All right. There are 112 sutras, just like the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras we talked about earlier. Kala Bhairava Shiva Sutras also exist, but it's very, very short. And always you see Sutra means knots, right? Knots. So you have to take up the knots to understand the meaning of some of these sutras. So Shiva Sutras is 112 of them. All right, so we'll go through one by one because it's in Tamil. So I'm going to say that in Tamil and then explain that in English also with that. Okay. So in the beginning of the Shiva Sutras, goddess Bhairavi or Aman or Parvati is asking Lord Shiva these questions. Okay, she's asking, so let me say it in Tamil and then I'll say in English. Devi Bhairavi is asking Lord Shiva, Shiva Paramburule, Shiva Paramburule. Param Purul, Adi, right? The first Purul I explained already. Purul is Meipurul. Meipurul is the one she's talking about. All of you know, we explained Meipurul also. Mei means truth. Purul means object, right? True object. What is a real true object in the universe, in Prabanja? Something that is not moving, something that is static, existing, like Shiva. So in Tiruvallur song also we say, Eppurul ettanmai tainam, appurul meipurul kambadu arivu. Meipurul means whatever object you see, whatever object you feel, you have to see the real purul there, real object there. Same thing he says, Eppurul yarvar vaiketun, appurul meipurul kambadu arivu. Whatever other people say, do not believe it, but you have to find the real truth behind it. So that is the Tiruvallur's poems. So one of my gurus, Vedatri Maharshi, always used to say, Meipurul Maypurul means real object. You will always say, take a paper, take any object, burn it. After some time, it will become ash, it will become smoke. You can't get back the real thing back, right? That is not the real thing. Maypurul. In a scientific way, we can see in modern science, we can say all these objects we see in the universe, they're all made of molecules. They're made of atoms. All of you know through science, modern science, they are nothing but protons, electrons, and neutrons. Electron is going around, and even though the nucleus exists solid, even there's some vibration still there. Everything is moving. So if that is the case, whatever we see as a solid object, that is not the true object. It's not Maypur. But behind these movements, um, um, there is a static object. Shivam is there. All right, static object. And then there's movement going on. Even within the electrons, now they are talking about subatomic particles inside the electrons, particles inside the protons, and so on and so forth. That is the a lot of accelerators and all those things are going on to find out the real truth. I think in one of the classes I told you also, and ultimately in the particle accelerator, when they made the protons come and hit themselves, became light. So ultimately, the light is the one which is making all these objects. So that is a Maypurul, something that doesn't move, something that exists. So everything is a Maya in the universe. Everything is moving, including us, including our human body, made of molecules and hydrocarbons and carbons and hydrogen, oxygen. In their atoms, they are moving. We are moving. But there is something Shiva Parampurule. The Purul, Maypurul, something that exists all the time, right from the beginning. That's why Shiva Parampurule. So Bhairavi is asking the Shiva Parampurule, உன் இருப்பின் உண்மை ரகசியம் என்ன? What is the secret of your place, where you are? Where are you? Where do you exist? So when everything is moving in the universe, everything is not an object. When there is something which is behind, it's the reason for all this movement, right? So where are you then? How can we feel us? How can you see you? So Paramburule, un iripin unmai rahasiyam enna? What is the real truth behind your residence? Where you are? How can we feel it? Where are you? So Paramburule, வியப்பு நிறைந்து விளங்கும் இந்த பேரண்டத்தின் ரகசியம் என்ன? The next question is asking. This universe, this Prapancha, is having so much of awe-inspiring things happening. I'm amazed about what is going on, all the planets, universes, all the galaxies, everything is going around, everything is moving. How are they doing? What is the secret behind all this? That's a second question. And then, third question she's asking. Of course, after all these questions, Lord Shiva is going to answer for her, right? So these are the questions put forth by goddess Parvati, a goddess Bhairavi to Bhairava or Lord Shiva. Next question is, in the Periyakathin Moola Vittu Yedu. So everything is moving around in the Prapancha, everything is there. What is the Moola Vittu? Vittu means seed, right? Moolam. Moola means the origin. What is the reason? What is the seed? What is the reason for all these movement, all these appearances? All of you know, pralaya. This comes and goes, everything. What is the cause of all this? What is the seed of all this? Where the next question is asking. How many questions is asking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions is asking. So first one, iripin unmai ரகசியம் என்ன? What is the secret of your place? Second one, what is the secret of this whole Prapancha universe? Third one, what is the secret of the movement of all this? All right, very little yekam. Movement of all this. Fourth question, in the Peranda Chakaratin, Aniyai Tangodiya. Now, this is almost she understood a little bit, but then she's making as a question. Peranda Chakratin Achyanyai. Perandam. All of you know, we always, when we talked about Andam, Perandam, Bhuvanam, Sarasharam, Prabanjam, and then Shaktikalam, Shivakalam, got all those things. And the Perandam, the movement of this Perandam, it's like a wheel, right? It's like a wheel. It's going up and down, cycles, it goes in cycles. Then there is a achani. All of you know when this bullock cart is going there, the achani, the center. Axis, right? Axis. So around that only, without that, the wheel cannot go, right? We cannot move around. So what is achani? When this prabanja is moving, there should be some achani, something that should be holding and moving. So who is that? Who is that person? Who is the achani? Who is the nail at the middle of the chakra? Who is the middle of it? That is the fourth question. Goddess Parvati is asking. Bhairavi is asking Bhairava. Then fifth question. உள்ளே அருவமாயும் வெளியே உருவமாயும் ஊடுருவில் இருக்கும் சக்தி எது? Again, Bhairavi is very smart, very intelligent, right? She's asking such a question, understanding something, but she wants the real answer from him. Shiva, உள்ளே அருவமாயும். Inside, all of you know, you take any object, right? You take any object, molecules, atoms, but inside they are all moving, right? That is aruvam. We don't see, we can't see it. We can't see the atom moving, we can't see the molecule moving, but we know that it exists, right? உள்ளே அருவமாயும். That means we can't see that is moving. வெளியே உருவமாயும். Outside it is looking like an object, everything, whatever you see. So inside there is a non-physical nature. Outside there is a physical nature. But what is that? Something that exists as a non-physical movement. Outside, it is as a physical structure. There should be something behind all this, right? What is that? What is the energy behind it? உள்ளே அருவமாயும் வெளியே உருவமாயும் ஊடுருவி நிற்கும் சக்தி எது? There should be some energy behind. There's non-physical movement inside, outside, something like an object. There is something there. So what is the basis of all this? Okay. So that's the fifth question. And then sixth question, again, this is also amazing. She's asking, Kalam, Duram, Idam, பெயர் வடிவம் போன்ற பரிமாணங்களை கடந்து செல்வது எப்படி? The question is asking. So when we see this object, physical object with our eyes, right, with our awareness, what we're seeing is a time. There's a time there, right? We have time. Duram, we have distance, right? We also see idam. We also see a particular place. We're all sitting meditation in one place. Then fire, we also have a name. Exists for all the names. And then vadivam, we have a shape also for everything, right? So you have time, you have distance, you have place, you have name, and also we have shape for everything. The parimanangalai kadandu selvadu eppadi? We have to go beyond this. So indirectly, what she's saying is, we have to go beyond this to attain enlightenment, to understand Lord Shiva, to become Shivamayam, to become him. So she knows it, but how do we go with? How do we, because as a human being, when we see everything, it looks like an object, it looks like time, we have time, it looks like distance, with name and your shape. But I know that we have to go beyond it, but how do I go? Next difficult question she's asking. And finally, seventh question she's asking, சந்தேகங்களையெல்லாம் கடந்த தூய தெளிவு நிலையை அடியவளுக்கு அருளுங்கள். And directly she's asking. So please make sure that I don't get these doubts anymore. சந்தேகங்களெல்லாம் கடந்த, without any doubt, I want to get clear knowledge, very clean knowledge, without any doubts. I should not have any more doubts hereafter. Give me that stage, please. All right, that's the seventh. Bless. I'm asking. She's asking. The seventh. When to go? When do you சொல்றது? Wish desire. This is asking. Question கேள்வி ஆயிடும் அது. அவ கேட்கல அடியவளுக்கு அருளுங்கள். She's asking. Request. So she's asking. Bhairavi is asking Lord Shiva, requesting sincerely, please give it to me. I don't want this doubts anymore. Clarify for everything. Okay. So the 7 questions she asked, And Shiva Sutra is based on the 7 questions. All the Sutra hereafter. Lord Shiva is going to give you 112 Sutras to based on the 7 questions. So he is going to explain to Bhairavi as Lord Bhairava. He's explaining. Once he explains everything, she goes into complete trance, meditation. Complete trance, and then she realizes Lord Shiva's the real nature, and then she merges with him. So that's how it goes. So what did he say? So I think many of you remember in some movies at the Shiva Purana, some places they would show in Lord Shiva is giving her preaching and she's listening. We really want to know what did he say, right? To become like a goddess, just like him, because she's a human. Shiva is a deva. So she also became a deva. That's why we have a term in Tamil, Manidan Deva Mala. Even man can also become God. So we all wonder what did he say? So this is what he said to her. This is a Shiva Sutra. Then Lord Bhairavi answered, this is what he says. Shiva Paramburu. Shiva Paramburu is Lord Bhairava. Okay, then he is answering. Voli Mayamana Devi. He is also telling her, explaining what does she looks like. And she was asking for Shiva Paramburule. That's what she was addressing Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, in return, he is addressing her, Voli Mayamana Devi. So Parvati, Bhairavi, is full of light, completely light. Voli Mayamana Devi, complete light in the light form of Devi. I'm answering you. En Selvame. He also says with a lot of love and affection, says En Selvame, my treasure. So Shiva loves her so much, so she says, my treasure. I'm giving you the answer for your questions. First, he says, Ananda Layamum, Jnana Oliyum, Than Nam Irupin Unmai Rahashyam. Directly he answers for all the questions straight away. Anandamayam, Satchidananda. You might have heard, right? Satchidananda is my real truth. Anandamayam is always complete Satchidananda, complete bliss, ecstasy, bliss. That is my real nature. That's where I am. Bliss. Jnana Oli, light of Jnana. It's not like a normal light with Jnana, Jnana Oli. That is where I exist. Lord Shiva exists in Satchidananda, complete bliss, ecstasy. And with that light, you get the Jnana automatically. Adan, Vedanta Mahesh used to say this. Ellam ariyum arivadane vittu, ellam arindum payanedum illai. Ellam ariyum arivu adane naan endral, ellam ariyum irayanalagume. So once you understand everything, that kind of knowledge, see, we understand all physics, chemistry, math, everything, right? All of the sciences. But ellam ariyum arivadane vittu. Forget about all this and that kind of knowledge. I think it is for living. That is okay. All right. Ellam ariyum arivu adane vittu, ellam arindum payanedum illai. Whatever you know, all is useless. But there is a knowledge which knows everything. Okay? Ellam ariyum arivu adane vittu. Ellam ariyum arivu adane naan endral. If you say that I am the knowledge, ellam arindum irayanalagume. So that sounds like Vedanta Mahesh always used to say this again and again repeatedly in his lecture. Ellam arindum irayanalagume. That means once you say, I understand everything, I figured out, I get all the answers for no questions to me. That means you are almost equal to the Jnana of Lord Shiva. That's what he's saying. So the Jnana Voli, the light of Jnana, is a place where I am. If you come at that state, that's where I am. Anandalayamam, Jnana Voliyam Dhan, Nam Irupin Unmai Rahashyam. That's the real secret. That's why I exist. So that means it's not existing physically, non-physically, it's light. Jyoti, right? Jyoti form. It's a Jyotir Lingam, right? It's a Jyotir Lingam. That's why it exists. சந்தேகத்தை சார்ந்திருக்கும் வரை எந்த விளக்கமும் உனக்கு தெளிவு தராது. As long as you have doubts in your mind, whatever I told you, you won't get it 100% completely because you have to experience, right? Only by experience you'll understand. So சந்தேகத்தை சார்ந்திருக்கும் வரை எந்த விளக்கம் உனக்கு தெளிவு தராது. Whatever explanation given it won't be clean to you, because your status of mind should be in a state of questionlessness. There should be a state of no questions. I think that exists only in samadhi state. Without any questions, complete understanding, whatever question the mind is asking, immediately you get the answer. Because that is why they say in Tamil, kelviyum badilum naanenu solluvaanga illaya. That is, once you ask a question, so you get the answer. So that means your mind will not have any question after this. That is the state. Only in that state you will have all the clarity. Until you have question, you won't have clarity. And then he says, காரணம் மனம் சந்தேகத்தால் உருவாக்கப்பெற்ற மாய வடிவம். Reason is mind. What is the maya of mind? Is questions, full of questions, doubts, full of doubts. You know very well what is the truth. You tell people, but they doubt it. They won't believe it. That is maya. But unless you really, with the bhakti and devotion, you trust somebody. That is why gurus is very important. You have to put a lot of faith and trust in the guru. Then you believe it, and then you try to find out. Instead of, if you have too many doubts, right, then unless you experience, you're not going to be there. The easiest path is bhakti towards guru and your own atma shakti. Until you won't believe in that, question will keep on coming. காரணம் சந்தேகத்தை சார்ந்திருக்கும் வரையில் எந்த விளக்கும் உனக்கு தெளிவு தராது. காரணம் மனம் சந்தேகத்தால் உருவாக்கப்பட்ட மாய வடிவம். Mind itself is full of doubts. It's maya. It is maya, full of doubts. So as long as you have the mind form, because that is why we always talk about Kriya consciousness after meditation, because we are beyond this doubtless thing, and we are trying to go something in a stratum, substratum, where you don't have any doubts, you have complete awareness, peacefulness, blessings, blessedness. All this comes in Kriya consciousness. So that is why we do Sathsang also in Kriya consciousness. We talk about this. So in that stage, there's no doubt, there's only clarity. There's only clarity, don't doubt. So mind is full of maya, right, with the doubts. And the answer for that is அனுபவ ஞானமே உன் சகல சந்தேகங்களையும் தெளிவித்து ஆனந்தமயமாக்கும். So you got to experience. Experience is very important for the mind. That is why experience is very important. That experience alone will remove the doubts. See, that is why normal people with a lot of doubt, they ask me questions. I'll always tell them, you can't explain it just by words. By intellect alone, you can't understand. Experience it, then beyond it, there's no questions. So if you experience it, people won't even ask questions, it seems. So, அனுபவ ஞானமே உன் சகல சந்தேகங்களையும் தெளிவித்து ஆனந்தம். So hereafter, Lord Shiva is going to give Bhairavi experience. So he's starting this. So you have to experience it, then only you won't have any doubts. Because she's asking, make me, I don't want to have any more doubts anymore. Clarify. So she's telling, only you have to experience, then only you won't have any questions and doubts. நீ அறிய விரும்பும் சகல ரகசியங்களும் உன் அழகிய மூக்கின் நுனியிலும் உன் நாசியின் வழியே சென்று திரும்பும் மூச்சிற்கு உள்ளும் இதுதான் தொடங்குகிறது. This is where he explains Pranayama. Very, very deep secret knowledge. It says Pranayama is very, very important. So we always do a lot of Pranayama meditation afterwards also. And we also know mind can be controlled only with breath. There's a connection between mind and breath. Pranayama, essentially what we're doing is trying to control the breath. Try to inhale, exhale with awareness. Va-see. That is why we inhale with Va and see. And a lot of you might have heard of Vashi Yogam also. Something similar to this. So he's telling Mukki Nunilum. So when your nose front. See, many people think the front of the nose is the Mukki Nuni. That's not the truth. So we have already, I think, talked about this. Nuni is at the base of the thing, that is Purvamati, third eye. See, so that's what it's talking about. Mookin Unilum. Again, this is another secret, double meaning. And some people even meditate on the front of the nose. I have seen people doing that. Yeah. So that's all another kind of meditation, but that will give a lot of headache. I've tried that too. But that will give a lot of headache. Even the third eye meditation also gives a lot of headache. That is why where the Maharishi put these Shanti Yoga. We have one called Shanti Yoga also after Akini. So anyway, so he says, Mukki Nuni, un Ariya Mukki Nunilum, Nasin Variet Send Trimbun Much in Yel exhaling. In Nantodan Tirumala says in one of the beautiful Trimantra, ஏற்றி இறக்கி இருகாலம் பூரிக்கும் காற்றை அறியும் கணக்கறிவாளர் இல்லை காற்றை அறியும் கணக்கறிவாளருக்கு கூற்றை விதிக்கும் குறியதிவாகுமே. I have said it so many times in this our Sathsang. Very, very important mantra of Tirumala. ஏற்றி இறுக்கி இறக்கி இருகாலம் பூரிக்கும். ஏற்றி இறக்கி, inhaling, exhaling, இருகாலம் பூரிக்கும். Both the இடகலை பிங்களை அது வந்து பூரிச்சிருமா அப்படியே completely filled up with. So ஏற்றிட இருகாலம் குறிக்கும் காற்றை அறியும் கணக்கு அறிவாடு இல்லை. There's a formula there. How much exhale, hold it, then inhale, exhale, inhale, hold it, exhale, use it. Puragam, Rashagam, Kumbhagam, they say in Sanskrit. So there's an amount there, and in Tirumala, he also gives us ratio also in the letter poems afterwards. But if somebody knows this kanakku math of inhaling, exhaling, holding, then கூற்றை விதிக்கும் குறியதி இல்லை. ஏற்றி இறக்கி இருகாலம் குறிக்கும் காற்றையும் கணக்கறிவார்கள் இல்லை. காற்றை கணக்கறிவார்களுக்கு கூற்றை உதைக்கும் குறியது வாகுமே. கூற்று மீன்ஸ் யமன். In Tamil, கூற்று means யமன். கூற்றை உதைச்சிடலாமா? You can kick the யமன் also. And that is the formula. So that's what he's saying again. Shiva himself saying in a plain language, நீ அறிய விரும்பும் சகல ரகசியங்களும், all the secrets, whatever you want to know, that is there. Where is it? முக்கி நுனியிலும் உன் நாசின் வழியே சென்று செல்லும் மூச்சுக்குள்ளிருந்து தான் தொடங்குகிறது. The secret begins only from there. That means the beginning. Inhaling, exhaling, that is where it begins. Any question until this point? Nijata, can you hear me? Nijata, are you there? No question, Rika. You have any questions on the spot? Okay, yeah. No. Okay. So, he says, நீ அறிய விரும்பும் சகல ரகசியங்களும் உன் அழகிய மூக்கு நுனியிலும் உன் நாசின் வழியே சென்று தரும் மூச்சுக்குள்ளும் இருந்துதான் தொடங்குகிறது. Then he goes. அதை எப்படியெல்லாம் கவனித்து அந்த அனுபவ ஞானத்தை அடையலாம் என்பதை விளக்குவேன். I will explain to you how you can experience it, and then through experience you get the jnana. Okay, through experience you get the jnana. I'm going to explain to you. Tantranyana என்று இதற்கு பெயர் சூட்டுவோம். So that is why it is also called tantric jnana. Sometimes they say Kala Bhairava Tantra. They have another name. I think in North India that's what they call. There is a sect following this in Kashmir, I think. Kashmir, they have a sect which is called following this Kala Bhairava Tantra. Anyway, so this is called Tantranyana. Untitled Sutras called Tantranyana. In some places they call Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, same thing. In Tamil we call Shiva Sutram. Shiva Sutrangal, Shiva Sutram. Kala Bhairava Tantra, Shiva Sutram, all are same. Okay, Lord Bhairava answers to Lord Bhairavila, and God is right Bhairavi's questions. So that's what it is. So Tantranyana, Lord Shiva himself, Bhairava himself gives a name. Hereafter, this will be called as Tantranyana. Okay, Tantram. உள்மூச்சும் வெளிமூச்சும் சக்திக்கு புள்ளியில் நுட்பமாய் அந்த ஒளியும் வெளியுமான அனுபவம் உள்ளது. உள்மூச்சும் வெளிமூச்சும் சந்திக்கும் புள்ளியில். Inhalation and exhalation. There's a point at which it is going to indirect as better. So there's a point at which there's inhalation and exhalation joins. Inhale. Before exhaling, you have a stop, right? It will stop. So that is where ulmoochum, that is a tantram. Ulmoochum வெளிமூச்சும் சந்திக்கும் புள்ளியில் நுட்பமாய் அந்த ஒளியும் வெளியுமான அனுபவம் உள்ளது. ஸோ வெரி வெரி நுட்பமாக என்ன சொல்றது, வெரி மைன்யூட்டை விட it's very difficult to understand. Okay, by common intellect, it's very difficult to understand. The place where your inhalation and exhalation joins, that's a place. Ulmuch, there is a dot. That's why dot is a very important thing in Tamil language, particularly. So the 3 dots we have, right? Regalai, Pingalai, Shivamani, yeah. So we give a lot of importance to that. Also, we have letters called Meyerith. Meyerith is full of dots only. Ik, im, il, like that. So I don't know whether Hindi has dots in the letters. You have also dots, right? So when you study Tamil, we always say Uyiruthu, Meyeruthu. Meyeruthu is full of dots, and then Uyirma Yeruthu. Then we combine together these two, and then we can ka. Ik and a become ka, like that. Ich and a become cha. Ich and e become chi, like that. So there is a dot. That's why the dots is really represent. I mean, Agastya made this language. It makes it a spiritual language. So the dot is really represent that. Inhaling, exhaling, then you have dot. Amma சொன்ன மாதிரி Chirumani. Chirumani is the dot, third eye. That is a dot. Chirumani. உள்மூச்சும் வெளிமூச்சு சந்திக்கும் புள்ளி நுட்பமாய் அந்த ஒளியும் வெளியுமான அனுபவம். See, there is a light there. Also வெளி. வெளினா outside. In Siddha's language, they call Vettavali. Vettavali in Tulu. It's very, very secret, and they won't explain too much on Vettavali. So there's a light and also Vettavali. So ulmoochum velimuch sandikkum pulliyil nutpamai, very, very minute and very difficult to understand. Minute as well as very, very minute means anuvrukku anuvainu solluvaanga. Tamil anuvrukku anuvai. Atom inside the atom. So there is nothing comparison in modern science for this. Anu, we say atom, but there's nothing compared to Anu of Tamil language. There's the minutest. We can't go beyond it. So nowadays, even they say, even the electron can be divided into 3 more particles.
Particle.
Yeah. Ultimately, they say God particle. So that is what they are talking about. Anu means. Okay. So God particle is also called bosons. They call Higgs bosons in modern language, but that's what they mention. மூச்சை மிக மிக நுட்பமாய் கவனிக்கும் போது இந்த பாரு, மூச்சை மிக உள்மூச்சும் வெளிமூச்சும் சந்திக்கும் புள்ளியில் நுட்பமாய் அந்த ஒளியும் வெளியுமான அனுபவம். That experience only. You can't see it, you can experience it. That's it. So that's why you say nutpamai, minute. You can experience it, but you can't feel it. You can't say, you can't locate it where it is. You can't see it. உள்மூச்சும் வெளிமூச்சும் சந்திக்கும் புள்ளி. The properties of that dot is light and the ஒளியும். That is light. And also வெளி. That is like a shunyam சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல. That's also shunyam. Light as well as shunyam. Shunya light you can say. ஒளியும் வெளி அனுபவம் உள்ளது. As experience only. மூச்சை மிக மிக நுட்பமாய் கவனிக்கும் பொழுது பளிச்சென்று நினைக்கலாம். So if you carefully watch your breath, I think this is why there is a Buddhist always ask you to watch the breath.
That's the vipassana.
Vipassana. They always ask you, no mantra, nothing. Just watch your breath. Inhale, just watch your breath. I mean, that's why that is their technique. So the same thing Lord Bhairava, Lord Shiva says, when you மிகவே நுட்பமாய், very minutely, very minutely watch, very carefully and minutely watch. When you watch your breath, பளிச்சென்ற அந்த அனுபவத்தை பெறலாம். Suddenly you get the experience. Because பளிச்சுன்னு ஏன் சொல்றேன்னா, the light, flash of light. Flash of light where you can experience it. பளிச் experience. That means it will only be only for a short time. Then experience it. உள்மூச்சும் வெளிமூச்சும் சந்திக்கும் புள்ளி நுட்பமாய் அந்த ஒளியும் வெளியுமான அனுபவம் உள்ளது. மூச்சை மிக மிக நுட்பமாய் கவனிக்கும் போது பளிச்சென்ற அனுபவத்தை பெறலாம். Okay, so that's what he says. So that is a tantra. This is the first tantra. So after explaining everything, tantra 1 is this, that we explained already where I am. That's where he exists. Anandamayamam, Sachidanandam, Jnanavali, light. That's what I am. As long as you have the doubt, you won't understand. And then because your mind is full of doubts, so you have to experience it. And the experience is in the breath, in the inhaling, exhaling. And that experience is in the point of joint between in exhalation and inhalation. Which is inhalation, exhalation. Ramasa inhalation, exhalation, at the point is there. So that is the tantra. First tantra. Okay, first sutra. Then he goes to second tantra. So that explanation he gave earlier is a general, just like the questions. And one by one he gives tantra. Tantra 1 is the dot where your inhalation, exhalation begins, it joins. When you watch very carefully, very carefully, you will experience as a flash of light. Okay, that's the tantra 1. Then tantra 2. Nivida irukingla? Maybe she's an iPhone, maybe she's not. Tantra 2, or she's not unmuting. So, Tantra 2, உள்ளே செல்லும் டைம் பார்த்துக்கோ. Okay. Tantra 2, உள்ளே செல்லும் மூச்சு வெளியே போவதற்கு திரும்பும். உள்ளே செல்லும் மூச்சு வெளியே போவதற்கு திரும்பும் அந்த நுட்பமான இடைவெளியில், அதேபோல் வெளியே வந்த மூச்சு உள்ளே செல்வதற்காக திரும்பும் அந்த நுட்பமான இடைவெளியில் பளிச் என அதை நீ உணரலாம். That's what it seems. Tantra 1 also says the same thing. உள்மூச்சும் வெளிமூச்சு சந்திக்கும் புள்ளியில் நுட்பமாய் ஒளியான அனுபவம் உள்ளது. மூச்சு மிக நுட்பமாய் கவனிக்கும் போது பளிச்சென்ற அனுபவத்தை பளிச்சுன்னு சொல்றான். உள்ளே செல்லும் மூச்சு வெளியே போவதற்கு, I think he's explaining in a different language. Same information he's giving in different language. உள்ளே செல்லும் மூச்சு, your breath which is going inside, வெளியே போவதற்கு திரும்பும் அந்த நுட்பமான இடைவெளியில், before it goes out, there's a small gap in that place. அதேபோல் வெளியே வந்த மூச்சு உள்ளே செல்வதற்கு திரும்பும், before it, also outside also, not only out inside but outside also he says வெளியே திரும்பும். Oh, there's a difference there between those two. I found the difference. உள்ளே செல்வதற்காக திரும்பும் அந்த நுட்பமான இடைவெளி. So outside also, when you breathe out, right, and then before you inhale, there's a gap. You're inhaling, there's a gap, and you're exhaling. That gap. Then after you exhale, before you inhale, there's a gap. That gap also exists. Okay, before he said only at the dot, only one. Here there are two. Palichana, both sides you can feel the flash of light. Okay, that is Tantram 2. Do you understand the difference between those two tantras?
Yes,
Tantras? Okay, good. All right. Tantram 3. Tantra 3. உள்ளே செல்லும் மூச்சு சக்திமயம். The one which the breath that is going inside is full of Shakti. Shaktimayam. உள்ளே செல்வது சக்திமயம், வெளியே வருவது மூச்சு சிவமயம். வெளியில வர்றது சிவமம். So one which is coming outside from inside to outside is Shivamayam. From outside to inside is Shaktimayam.
When you're inhaling, it is Shaktimayam. When you're exhaling, it's Shivamayam.
Inhaling, wherever from your inhaling, that is Shaktimayam. From there, say, so you can imagine third eye as your Shiva, or Shiva's energy.
When it comes out, it is Shivamayam.
See, with this awareness, if you watch your breath, that is very important. I think Buddhists miss the point. Okay, they don't want to be Shiva Shakti, right? They just take only the typical meaning and then they do it. But with the Shiva, with this Shiva Sutra information, you should have a feeling of when you're inhaling, you're getting energy, Shakti energy. Exhaling, you should see a Shiva energy. Okay. உள்ளே செல்லும் மூச்சு சக்திமயம், வெளியே வரும் மூச்சு சிவமயம். ஓகேயா? இரண்டு மூச்சு முட்டிக்கொள்ளும் அந்த மையப்புள்ளியே சிவ சக்தி மையம். Okay, so when both the breath, wherever they are joining, mayapulli, that place is Shiva Shakti Mayam. So Shivamayam is exhaling, Shakti Mayam inhaling, and the joint Shiva Shakti Mayam. அந்த மையப்புள்ளியில் தான் நீ அந்த ஆனந்த லயத்தை பெறுகிறாய். That is the place you get the ஆனந்த லயம். And both Shakti and Shivamayam, Shakti and Shivam joins, inhalation, exhalation, wherever it joins, that become Ananda Layam. So Shiva Shakti. Ananda Layam. Layam unison. Unison. So unison of Shivam and Shakti. Shiva Shakti. That's why it is called Shiva Shakti. Unison. Ananda Layam. லயத்தை பெறுகிறாய். உள்ளே செல்லும் மூச்சு சக்திமயம், வெளியே வரும் மூச்சு சிவமயம். இரண்டு மூச்சு முட்டிக்கொள்ளும் அந்த மையப்புள்ளியே சிவ சக்திமயம். அந்த மையப்புள்ளியில் தான் நீ அந்த ஆனந்த லயத்தை பெறுகிறாய். Remember, she was asking, where are you? And I was saying, the answer. This is Tantra 3. Third Tantra. Okay. Tantra 4. மூச்சை உள்ளே செலுத்தி நிறுத்துவது பூரண கும்பகம். So now we are talking about kumbhagam. In Sanskrit they say reshagam puranam. Puraham kumbhagam. Puraham வந்து இழுக்கிறது inside. Reshagam, yeah, outside. கும்பகம் holding. மூச்சை உள்ளே செலுத்தி நிறுத்துவது பூரண கும்பகம். You take the breath inside and then make it stop it. That is called purana kumbhagam. Purana kumbhagam. மூச்சை வெளியேற்றி நிறுத்துவது சூன்ய கும்பகம். When you put the breath out, stay there. That is shunya kumbhagam. Hold it. That is purna kumbhagam. Hold it. That is shunya kumbhagam. So we have two kumbhagam. Purna kumbhagam inside, shunya kumbhagam outside. Purana kumbhagam shaktimayam. Shunya kumbhagam semayam. See, this is going to be opposite now. Purna kumbhagam is ulla ilukiradhu.
Inhale is Shakti and exhale is Shivam. Same thing.
Let me repeat it. மூச்சை உள்ளே செலுத்தி நிறுத்துவது பூர்ண கும்பகம். ஓகேயா? இன்சைட். மூச்சை வெளியேற்றி நிறுத்துவது சூன்ய கும்பகம். சரி, அப்போ அதுதான். பூர்ண கும்பகம் is சக்திமயம், சூன்ய கும்பகம் is சிவமயம். Okay. But you have to stop there. That means where it is coming, it is more important. வெளியே வருது இல்லையா? When it's coming outside, that is called shunya kumbhagam. Yeah. இது இழுக்கும்போது சக்தி கும்பகம். I think the starting point is more important. Where you are starting. Starting point is more important. Okay, yeah, shunya kumbhagam. இந்த இரண்டு கும்பகத்தில் இருத்தும் போது மனம் என்ற சுயம் காணாமல் போகும். When you stop there, the mind will disappear. This is the secret of pranayama. You just inhale and exhale, hold it. Look at the secrets there. இந்த இரண்டு கும்பத்தை நிறுத்தும் போது மனம் சுயம் காணாமல் போகும். So when you are in the Purna Kumbhagam as well as in the Shunya Kumbhagam, your mind will disappear. Manam suyam kanamal. You won't think that is you. Sadhanama, when you are inhaling, exhaling, that is, you think you are the one who is doing it, right? But when you are stopping there, that suyam, your awareness as a self will go, will disappear. Suyam kanamal pogum. That will disappear. Voliyum veliyum prahasikum. So if you feel that, then voli, light, as a veli, that shunya, pragasikum. Okay, that will become a flash, and it will be glittering also. Glittering. Manatvimayindri, another poor word, he's also telling another one. Your mind has to be clean also. So you cannot be struggling with para, saisinam, kadumpattu, adala varakudathu, your desires, angers, worries, adala irundha, he says it won't come. That is why those days they always say, we have to clean him. Manatvimayana. Your mind should be clean.
Should be very pure in
Very pure in your mind. Very pure. So remember, these are sutras.
So in order
So,
to experience this, your
this
mind has to be
absolutely pure. Then it will come to you automatically. That is why manathukan masaranadal, they say in Tamil. So mind la vandu clean a masana dirt. We have to be clean, pure. அனைத்து அறமாக ஆகுதல். திருவள்ளுவர் யூஸ் செய்து அனைத்துக்கள் மாசினாது அனைத்து அறம். எல்லாத்தோட all the good things you do, this is very, very important. This is the best thing you can do.
your mind pure. Clean.
So this technique, I will stop it in Tantra 4. மூச்சை உள்ளே செலுத்தி நிறுத்துவது பூர்ண கும்பகம், மூச்சை வெளியே நிறுத்துவது சூன்ய கும்பகம். பூர்ண கும்பகம் சக்திமயம், சூன்ய கும்பகம் சிவமயம். இந்த இரண்டு கும்பகத்தில் நிறுத்தும் போது மனம் என்ற சுயம் காணாமல் போகும், ஒளியும் வெளியும் பிரகாசிக்கும். So that's why he exists. Remember, he exists. Shiva exists only in that light. Okay, on the vetta வெளின்னு சொல்றாங்க, the வெளி. But how do you feel it? This is how you feel it. Manathu means then he also put a question mark. If you don't feel it, that means your mind is still not pure. With the purest mind, you do it, you will feel it. Okay, so a lot of secrets are coming out, and when you do the pranayama, how you should do it. So that is the secrets he's giving. So I think I'm going to stop with Tantra 4. It is amazing that Babaji is asking us to do in the night light. Shivaratri. Shivaratri.
இந்தியாவிலலாம் மார்ச் 1 டியூஸ்டேன்றாங்க, இங்க வந்து நாளைக்குன்றாங்க.
They always நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு நாள் முன்னாடி அந்த திதி யாஸ் மணிகண்டன்
அதான்
எப்போ ஒரு நாள் முன்னாடி.
ஆக்சுவலி நம்ம 10.5 மணி நேரம் பின்னால இருக்கும். ஆனா
முன்னாடி தான் வருது.
Yeah, always in the front for some reason. That's why he's asking us to do earlier. It is so appropriate for us to start the Shiva Sutra. There are 112 of them. So each Sutra is amazingly giving a lot of secrets. So thanks for giving us this opportunity to the Shiva Sutra. All right. So let me ask any question. Nideta, are you there? Any questions? Maybe not. Maybe if you are talking, it is not unmuted. So maybe you can see the video also. What are the questions?
I think
clear. Okay. Everything's okay. Yeah. Okay. So with that, I'm going to finish the satsang today, and we are going to the
sorry, no questions.
Oh, thank you, Nivedita. Appreciate it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. So let's start.
Shiva.
Thank you too. Thanks, Nivedita. We'll start with the Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Let's finish it. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavaya Nasisiya Namava Vashimaya Na Om Shivaya Namaya
Mavaya Nashishiya Namava Vashimaya Na Om
Shivaya Namaya
Mavaya Nashishiya Namava Vashimaya Na Om
Shivaya Namaya
Mavaya Nashishiya Namava Vashimaya Na Om
Shivaya Namaya
Mavaya Nashishiya Namava Vashimaya Na Om
Shivaya Namaya
Mavaya Nashishiya Namava Vashimaya Na Om
Shivaya Namaya
Mavaya Nashishiya Namava Vashimaya Na
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Happy Mahashivratri to both of you.
Happy Mahashivratri. So, Nivedita, if you're still here, as you saw in the message, we are coming to the meditation in physical also. So, if you can come sometime, that'll be fine too. But otherwise, we'll always continue the Zoom. So, hereafter, Zoom meeting as well as physical location. We already informed everybody, so I just want to say that. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Can't use the phone. Oh, net message பண்ணிருக்கா. Can't unmute. No question. Thank you. Great. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Okay. Yeah. She has seen it. She has heard it from me so many times. Okay.
கொஞ்சம் ஹையரா வரணுமா
வசதி இல்லையா தான் போட்டேன் பேப்பர்
அதை விட எனக்கு அது கீழே உட்கார்ந்து
சரிக்கா பழக்கம்
ஏன்னா அது சப்பளம் போட்டு உட்காந்து தியானம் பண்றதுக்காக நினைக்கிறேன். நாளைக்கு இவங்கள கூப்பிடலான்னு இருக்கேன். குமாரம் அம்மாவை நானும் வந்து புல்லு இது புக்கு படிப்பேன். 51 சாப்டர்ஸும்
இன்னைக்கு லேட் கிளாஸ் நாளைக்கு 2 பேருக்குமே லேட். நாங்க வரும்போதே இன்னைக்கு
Oh no.
Meditation knowledge பண்ணா
Host is not
அவ்வளவு
allowing to participate. நம்ம கிட்ட ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை எப்படி host is not allowing to unmute வந்திருக்கு ஏன் என்ன பண்ண நீ இல்லடி இவ வினிவித்து தான் முடிச்சு விட்டுருக்கா இவர் host is allowing to unmute வருதான் எப்படி நீ அன்மியூட்டுக்கு ஓ ஓகே ஓகே allow participants to unmute themselves.
What happened? I didn't do anything. Oh, it was not allowing, huh?
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
பிரியங்கா எப்படி இருக்காளாமா
என்னமா
பிரியங்கா எப்படி இருக்காளா
நல்லா இருக்காமா அவ இன்னைக்குதான் போன் பண்ணி நான் இந்தியன் ஃபுட மிஸ் பண்றேன் இந்தியன் இதை மிஸ் பண்றேன் எல்லாம் மிஸ் பண்றேன் எல்லாத்தையும் மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கானோ
அதான் இது இங்க நம்ம தான் எது பிரச்சனை மாத்திரணும். Sorry, some mistake. We'll check and correct next time.
Because I put it this way. I usually unmute இதை பண்ண மாட்டேன். I don't touch all that. நார்மலா எப்பவுமே நல்லா
நார்மலா தான் வரும். எல்லா சித்தமன் தான் நம்ம இருக்குமா என்ன சொல்லுங்க கப்சர குன்னீர் இந்த வல்லாரை
நாங்க எப்படி இது பண்ணுவோம்னா சதமா ஒன்னும் போது இன்ஹேல் டூனும் போது அப்படியே நெத்திலே நிறுத்திடுவோம் 3 போது எக்ஸ்ஹேல் பண்ணிட்டு 4 போது கீழே அப்படியே கொஞ்ச நாள் போட்டு பேசாம ஒண்ணுமே செய்யாம இருக்கணும். அதையேதான் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுவோம். 1 2 2க்கு நிறுத்தணும் 3க்கு திருப்பி கீழே
வேதாதி சொல்லி கொடுத்து சொல்றீங்களா? வேதாதி சொல்லி கொடுத்ததான் தட் இஸ் அது என்ன எல்லாம் சொல்லுவீங்க காயகல்பமா காயகல்பம் தானே சொல்றீங்க.
இது இல்ல காயகல்பம் நீங்க பண்ணிருக்கீங்கல்ல காயகல்பம்
காயகல்பம் டீச்சர் எடுத்துக்கணும்
டெய்லி பண்ணுவேன்.
காயகல்பம் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் சொல்லி கொடுத்தப்ப நான் இருந்தேன் கூட. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் சொல்லி கொடுக்கும்போது சாமிஜியும் இந்த ஹோட்டல் மாரிஸ் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா சென்னையில ஹோட்டல் மாரிஸ் தான் நாங்க பண்ணோம். முதல் தடவை பண்ணாரு. அது எல்லாத்துக்கும் விஷயமா இருந்தது. இங்கிருந்து காய்கள் பாபாய் மகர்ஷிக்கு தெரிஞ்சது அப்படின்னுட்டு அப்புறம் அவரு கூட இன்னொரு பிராமணன் இருந்தாரு. அவரு பண்ணாரு பாருங்க அந்த காயகல்பம் மூச்சு இழுத்தாருமா ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் விட்டவே இல்லை அப்படியே போயிட்டே இருக்குது மூச்சு போட்டு. அப்புறம் என்ன மகேஷ் என்ன சொல்லிட்டாரு சரி பண்ணியே சொல்லி கொடுப்பாமன்னு அப்படின்ட்டு அப்புறம் அவர் என்ன சொல்லி கொடுத்தது எல்லாத்துக்கும். ஸோ அதுலேருந்து தான் அப்புறம் அந்த காயகல்பம் ஆரம்பிச்சது. தென் எவ்ரிபடி ஸ்டார்ட் டூயிங் இட். அதனால முதல்
அது எவ்வளவு ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ணிருக்கணும். குதிரையை பின்னாலே வெயிட் பண்ணி குதிரை ரொம்ப வருஷம் எப்படி உயிரோடு இருக்குதுன்றதுக்கு அவரு அவ்வளவு தூரம் இது பண்ணி அந்த சாணம் போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் அது இப்படி இப்படி பண்றது அப்படின்றதுதான் அதே மாதிரி பண்ணனா
காயகல்பம். அது ஒரு முத்ரா தான் அது.